Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the core team, Mental Health Webinar Series, and the organizer, the American College Madurai, along with the associating Madras School of Social Work Chennai, International Center for Clinical Psychology and Psychotherapy Germany, MS Chellamuthu Institute of Mental Health and Rehabilitation Madurai, Red Pond Educational and Psychological Research Center Madurai, Psycho-Oncological Association Turkey. We welcome you all, the participants and the resource person, for the 314th session of our webinar series. Today, we have our own dear Dr. Salim Akbar sir. He is an organizational psychologist and HR consultant, founding member of TNCCA. He is an MBA with a PhD from Gandhigram University. He has specialized in human resource management, industrial psychology, counseling, administration, and cybercrime interventions. He is a certified cybercrime intervention officer by ISAC India. He has got his diploma in computers and also in business accounting. He has got certifications in master class by Council India. He has done his internship in counseling psychology by Council India. He is certified payroll management by Precise HRD India. And he has got a variety of experiences. He has been training manager. He has been a senior executive manager. He has been a manager in HR and organizational psychology. And currently, he is a training consultant and organizational psychologist with Haldi Consultancy, Tamil Nadu, India. To his credentials, he has got 20 years of rich experience in Dubai in handling organizational psychology, human resource development, human resource management, training and administration. We are very happy to have you here, sir. Now I hand over the session to you. The floor is yours. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Chandra ma'am, for the inviting for the today's session. It's my pleasure to talk to you on this evening. Let me start the session now.
We can see you, Salim, sir. Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Thank you. Good evening, one and all. Welcome for the today's webinar sessions. It's my pleasure to talk to you on this platform. So today we are going to discuss about the organizational psychology and overview. This is my topics today. In general, coming to the organizational psychology, we have to consider only one thing. You can see the diagram. It's like three things connecting in the organizational psychology. One is ourselves, like employee. Another one is organization. Another one is the role which was given to us. These are the three things which connecting us in the common platform in the organization. So we have to be look into the three aspects: ourselves and our roles and responsibilities, and organization vision missions. These are in the same line, aligned. So it will give the betterment of the company, profit of the company, all those things, and of course betterment of us also. Coming to the topic organizational psychology, it is a science of human behavior or workplaces. The workplaces, how human behavior, whatever. The subject is called the organizational psychology. It's one of the application of the fact. So apply psychological theories and principles to the individuals in their workplace. That's called organizational psychology. He will do the apply the theories and the principles to the organization and get the outcome of the individuals with, of course, best or benchmark practices. And generally, scope of the industrial psychology is we can divide into three aspects. One is personal psychology, another one is organizational, another one is human engineering. In the industry, personal psychology is talk about the recruiting applicants, selecting employee, training employees, and evaluating all those things. Of course, organizational psychology will talk about the leadership, conflict management, organizational communications, all those things. So we will discuss one by one in the upcoming slides. Just for the understanding purpose, I compared with the movie called Pardesi. It's, I think, was released, I think, in 2012, I think so. The movie was directed by the director Bala. Why I compared this is, in this movie, we can see all the aspect of psychology, organizational psychologist role or HR manager role. Just I want to brief into the story of that one. There is a tea estate. The tea estate, there is on those days, and the tea estate, the recruitment person or name is called Kangani in the Tamil. So he will do the recruitment of the people for the particular tea industry. He will do the recruitment, he will do the selection, he will do the induction, and he will put the on the job, and he will do the performance appraisal. He will do everything. The job, the person's position's name is called in Tamil Kangani. Now later on in the officially it's come personal management and of course human management and human capital management. And nowadays it is divided into like organizational psychologist role also. 50% of the HR role, it's now coming into the organizational psychologist. It is handling. For example, human resource manager, he will handle the administration as well as the HR role, like the statutory things, payroll, of course, training, development, all those things. Nowadays, what happened? Organizational psychologist is very focusing and he is doing the like activities like the training, performance appraisal, individual assessment, recruitment, job analysis, all those things. Because nowadays in the corporates, they want a specialist people for the companies, for the betterment for the organization. So here I want to compare with the movies with the organizational psychology role parallelly. Just for the understanding purpose, I explain the movie. Let us see one by one. In general, employment is consisted of 5 elements, like planning, recruitment, selection, induction, and placement. And olden days, and the tea estates, the roles played by the person position's name called Kangani. She will do the planning, she will do the recruitment, she will do the selection, induction, placement. Okay, so we will see how the movies started with what are the practices they adapted in this movie, and it is best or worst, and what we have to the best practices we have to practice all those things. Let us see one by one. According to the Edwin Filippo, the recruitment is the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for job in the organizations. There are a lot of talked about the recruitment, like Memorio is talking about recruitment is the discovering of potential applicants for actual or anticipated organizational vacancies. And according to Dale Yoder, recruitment is a process to discover the sources of manpower, to meet the recruitment of the staffing schedule, and to employ effective measures for attracting that manpower in adequate numbers to facilitate effective selection of a workforce. There are a lot of process steps it is there in recruitment. We have to understand one thing: recruitment is different and selection is different. Entirely 3 terms, in fact. Recruitment actually, we can see the features of the recruitment. Main activities linking activity and positive function, two-way process, and fulfillment of manpower needs. These are the features of the recruitment. Linking activity is nothing but recruitment in linking activities that brings together those job employer, that's called employer, and those looking for jobs. Basically, employers. The linking activity is the feature of the number one recruitment. And positive function. Recruitment is a positive function as it seeks to develop a pool of eligible person from which most suitable ones can be selected. It's a positive process which stimulates the prospective employee to apply for the job. In all the companies, they have the vacant position. They're looking for the person, suitable person for the particular position. They have the job description for that vacant position. Of course, they have job specifications for that description. So this job description and specifications has to be analyzed. That's called a job analysis. That to be done by the organizational psychologist. Once analysis is done, as per the manpower planning, they will start the recruitment process. After recruitment, it's like a second process called like selection, all those things, it will be started. Actually, it's a complex process. In fact, recruitment is a complex job because too many factors affected. Example, image of the organization, nature of jobs offered, organization policies, working conditions, and compensation level in the organization. Of course, rate of growth of the organization, past recruitment record, like retention record, all those things. We will see the objectives of the recruitment process. Mainly, there are six subjects you can say. One is attract people for our organization. Of course, induct outsiders and searching people, devise methodologies, design interface, and spend people. These are the objectives fulfilled by the organizational psychologists in the organization. Attract people is nothing but with the multidimensional skills and experiences that suits the present and future organizational strategy. And to search and headhunt townspeople whose skill fit the company's values. That is very important. To anticipate finding the people for the particular position that does not exist yet. These are the main objectives. These objectives will be carried out by the, of course, parallelly HR manager or organizational psychologist. Some places, some companies, by both. Why it is important? There are, we can see 7, 8 criteria why in the recruitment is very important. It determines present the future requirements and creates and increase applicants pool. It establishes link and of course increases success rate of the selection and reduce the profitability, meet the organization's obligations and increases and evaluates the effectiveness. The company will do the recruitment once in a year or twice, depends on the size of the company, all the things. And they cannot recruit every month because it's a huge budget. They have to allocate the budget for the recruitment. So they cannot spend everything. Once recruited, the person to be retained at the best. Of course, for that, there are a lot of strategies. They will give the induction, they will give the training, and they will do the benefits, compensations, all those things to retain the talented people. This is a very important and challenging job in the recruitment. Recruitment actually basically a lot of process in time. And the main one is called the Golden Parachute. In this movie, particularly the movie called Pardesh movie, the recruitment, they use the Golden Parachute method. I will explain what is the Golden Parachute method. Let me explain about the definition of this. It's an agreement between a company and the employee, specifying that the employee will receive certain significant benefits. This is the best practices in the industry, the Golden Parachute method for recruiting. Generally, it is used in the high level like CEOs, MDs, CEOs, and senior general manager level. What they will do, they will identify the right person from the competitors organization, and they will try to pull the talented people from the competitors company. Before joining, they will give a lot of benefits like 3 months salary, like big incentives, friends benefit, all those things to attract the talent. The same method used in this movie also. They want a tea estate, they want to recruit the people for the tea estate. And what they will do, they go to one village, they identify the one particular talented person. That is the hero of the movie. What they will do, they will discuss with this person, the particular the hero of the movie, the person, and they will give the salary, 3-4 months salary as advance, and they will give a lot of benefits, and then they will give the false promise actually. But the innocent guy, he doesn't know about the promises. Of course, this is a wrong method of practices, and they will give false promises like 8-hour job, accommodation will be good, there are a lot of benefits, yearly once leave, all those things promised by these Kangani. Because once TSA, they have to travel from their hometown almost like more than 200-300 kilometers. On those days, there is no like cars and all those things. They will by walk, they will go. If you see the movie, you can recall it. In between walking also, I can remember it. They will recruit 100 people. They will start first recruitment, they will done, and after the recruitment process, they will start to the TSA. And they will go for walking like 7 days. They will walk. In between, there are so many people, like old age people. They will be they couldn't be able to continue walking, so they will leave in between the forest and they will leave. So this is the worst practices they had in the TSA olden days. So we have to just here. Just I want to highlight the golden parachute method to attract the people from the competitors organization for the higher level, like senior general manager and CEO level. Okay, once the particular talented people identified what they will do the recruitment planning. They will do for the sources of recruitment, and they will do the applications pool, and they will do the selections. These are the main things, this recruitment process. First process is called planning, second is called sourcing, third is called contacting the sources, fourth is called applicant pool, and fifth one is selection. These are the main procedure. And of course, there are some factors affecting recruitment, like external factor and internal factor. And external factor means like nature of competition and human legal factor, socio-cultural factor, and external influences, all those things. Internal factors like organizational image, size of organization, and types of personnel to be recruited, past practices. All those things are the internal factors. This affect the recruitment. And successful recruitment, there are 6 things are deriving the successful recruitment. One is staff retention. Retention is the recruiter staff, and identifying or reviewing their need. The organization has to review their needs and describing their positions, and attracting the people, and interviewing and post-interview scoring. These are the things mainly give the positive successful recruitment. The challenge is, once recruited, we have to retain the best talent. This is the very big challenges. Once recruitment is done, the main criteria is selection of the people. According to Stephen Robbins and American, selection is the process of screening job applications to ensure that the most appropriate candidates are hired. The right candidate for the right positions to be hired. That's called the selection from the applicant pool. We have the recruitment, we have the applicant pool. From the applicant pool, we have to select the appropriate candidate for the particular position. That's what Stephen Robbins is explaining. According to Terry Nonsky, he is telling selection is the process of making a hire or no hire decision regarding each applicant for a job. And of course, selection is the process of picking individuals with requisite qualifications and competence to fill job in the organization. A formal definition is it is the process of differentiating between applicants in order to identify those with a greater likelihood of success in the job. Selection is different, and recruiting is, of course, is entirely different. The purpose of selection is depends on the four criteria I can say. Select suitable candidates is the number one purpose, and determines applicants' capabilities, and place the right candidate at the right job, and generate information about candidate, and of course to save cost. These are the main purpose for the selection. Selection procedure is entirely different. Once recruitment done, we have to do the screening applicants from the applicant bank, and we have to do the selection test, interview, and their medical examination, and reference and background check, and hiring decision. These are the selection procedures. There's a test for the selection. According to Monapa and Sayadani, the psychological tests are an objective and standardized measures of a sample behavior. This is a definition by them. There are a lot of definitions are there. So there are different selection of tests it is available, like aptitude test, achievement test, and situational test, interest test, personality test, and proficiency test. Why it is important, how it is important, all those things let us see. Actually, tests are the important devices that are used in the selection of the candidate. A test is designed to measure such skills and ability in a worker, which are found by job analysis to be essential for successful job performance. Job analysis is nothing but deriving the job description and the job specification from the job family. Actually, it's a lot of technical terms. Let me simplify that. For example, in a company, they have the accounts department, marketing. For example, accounts department, all those positions like a junior accountant, accounts manager, accounts general manager, all are called as a job family, one job family. Like in marketing department, marketing executive, marketing manager, and job family. Coming to the HR executive, HR manager, HR director are different job families. In these job families, job analysis to be done. How many positions is required? For example, HR positions, HR department, they have a ratio like 1:500. 500 employee, they require one HR executive to perform the job. So these are the analysis to be carried by the industrial psychologist or organizational psychologist. And then how many executives required depends on the in terms of HR, they have the different wings like payroll department, training department, and compensation, administration department, of course, welfare, counseling, all those departments. So they have to decide each department has to require one executive separately, or one executive can handle two departments. Those analysis to be done and carried depends on the company's organization's budget and the organization size of the organization. Once this analysis are done, they have to define the job description. For example, they analyze the HR department, they recruit 10 positions. So for this 10 position, they have to do the job description. For example, they required one executive, they required one manager, they required one senior manager or general manager. So these are the different jobs, positions. For example, one executive, one manager, one general manager. So 3 positions. For 3 positions, they have to describe the job description for the 3 job description for the 3 positions. For example, executive, they required executives. For example, they will mention the salary like 10,000. This is a job description, and they will tell the locations. They have to work in Chennai, for example, or Bangalore. So these are the things that will come under the job description. Coming into the job specifications. For example, HR manager. In HR manager, they require MBA degree, they require ERP certified person. That is a skill competency, or they should know know how to handle the software for the HR, and they should be trained HR professionals, whatever it may be. So these are the qualifications and the competencies will come under the job specifications. So these are the for example, we are going to recruit to 3%, one executive, one manager, one general management. We have to define job description and job specification for each 3 positions. So I think you understand job description and job specification and job analysis. I hope so. There are some types of tests or selection tests are available to selection for the best talented people. One is called aptitude test, and another one is achievement test. And third one is situational test, and fourth is interest test, and personality test, and proficiency test. These to be carried out all together are depends on the positions. We can do one by one, whatever it may be. So aptitude is nothing but these tests measure whether an individual has the capacity or latent ability to learn a given job if given adequate training. Aptitude can be divided into general and mental ability or intelligence and specific aptitude such as like mechanical, clerical, manufacturing capacity, all those things. And of course, aptitude test we can further we can divide it into like intelligent test, mechanical aptitude test, psychomotor test, clerical aptitude test. Coming to the achievement test, we can mostly divide into job knowledge test and work sample test. These tests are conducted when applicants claim to know something, as these tests are concerned with what one has accomplished. These tests are more useful to measure the value of specific achievement when an organization wishes to employ experienced candidates. And situational test. This test evaluates a candidate in a similar real-life situation. In this test, the candidate is asked either to cope with the situation or solve critical situation of the job, like group discussion, for example. The group discussion, what we will do, the test is this approach, group discussion approach, to solve a problem under which candidates are observed in a area of initiating, leading, proposing valuable ideas. Communication, of course, communication skills, coordinating with the and concluding skills. Through GD, the group discussion, we can evaluate the candidate. And interest test. These tests are inventories of the likes and dislikes of candidate in relation to the work, job, occupations, hobbies, and recreational activities. The purpose of this test is to find out whether a candidate is interested or disinterested in the job for which he is a candidate, and to find out which area of the job range or occupation the candidate is interested. For example, in the job description, in the advertisement, you might have mentioned the location Chennai. You are recruiting the candidate. Probably he will come for the interview. Once he selected interview, he used to tell, "Sir, I want to work in the Bangalore." But in the advertisement, he very clearly mentioned the job description for the position. Location is Chennai. So these are the main thing. Probably he will tell, "I am not interested in this location. I am interested to work in these other locations." What we can do in this scenario, we should not lose the applicant or candidate. What we can do, we can keep the candidate in the pool. We can later on use, or if we want, we have the vacancy, we can compromise the job description. We can compromise, and of course we can compromise in the location. We can put in the other locations. But we have to keep one thing in the mind. The company can do the compromise only in the job description, job specification, because the job specifications actually it will talk about the qualification and competency. So any organization, they will not be compromising the qualification and the competency. If they are compromising, and it will not fulfill the positions actually. So the job description we can compromise during the interview. And the personality test, we can divide into two types, like objective test and projective test. Personality tests are probably deeply to discover clues on individual's value system, his emotional reaction, and maturity and characteristic mood. They're expressed in such traits like self-confidence, tact, emotional control, optimism, decision, sociality, conformity, objectivity, patience, fear, all those things. And the last one is proficiency test. And this test is designed to measure the level of knowledge, proficiency, or skills already acquired by the individual in the particular vacant position. For example, you are recruiting one person for the management information system role in accounts or HR, for example. They should have the skill competency in the ERP, handling the ERP, or in terms of accounts, they have the skill competency to handle the tele software or Oracle finance software, whatever it may be. In this proficiency level, they will basic level, maybe mid level, or they have the super user power. Means they know in and out of the software to handle. So during the interview only we'll come to know they are in the basic level or they are in manager level or 100% proficiency level, or I can say super end user. Because nowadays they are going for the crash courses and they are doing short-term crash courses, and coming to the industry, they couldn't be able to handle the softwares users. So they have to do the practices like power user. And very, very important is in the organization pay. Here in this movie, they done a lot of false promises. They promise like 8-hour job. They still after 8 hours they will give the overtime, and every year he paid vacation of 1 month. All those things promised by this Kangani in this movie, but it is all the wrong. And of course, it's under wages. So these are the worst practices. Okay, we will should know what are the best practices and in the industries for the payment. Let me see the what are the pay. Pay or salary is a fixed compensation periodically paid to the person for the regular work. It is an important element in directing efforts and the performance towards organizational goals. For the competitive, we have for the survival of the industry has to pay the relevant pay or par with the competitors. So if they are paying underpay, doing the underpay, they cannot retaining the talented people. They will jump the company. Nowadays, you can see the IT companies, they are every 1 year or within a year or 2 years, they keep on jumping one organization to the next organization for the salary hike. Generally, in the company, they used to give after the performance appraisal, they divided into the ABC. We will see in the performance appraisal during the slides in the performance appraisal. Once they divided depends on the ABC, they will used to give the percentage, 5%, 10%, 15% hike. So pay or salary is a fixed compensation periodically paid to person for the regular work. Pay is a regular payment, usually monthly made to the employees as their contribution to the service of the organization. Of course, pay structure provides a framework for the managing pay. The content the organization's pay ranges are scales for jobs grouped into grades, bands, or job family level. This defines a different level of pay for jobs or a group of jobs by reference to their relative internal value as determined by the job evaluation to external relatives as established by the market rate, service, and they were appropriate to negotiate rate of these things. And types of job pay is different. There is a graded pay structure. There is a broad banded structure, individual job range. There is a job family structure and progression maturity curve, part rate and pay spines, separate pay structure, integrated pay structure, and rate for it. So these are the things types of pay. And what are the things are determining for the pay scale? to recruit the people for with the market, you have to give the salary range. So what are the main criteria you have to consider arriving the pay scale? So the determinant the factor is one is labor market. It purely depends on supply and demand. If you have a lot of people, the particular skilled people, you can hire for the less salary. There is a demand for the particular person. Of course, you have to give the salary more. So main criteria is the labor market and bargaining power during the interview, and cost of living. Of course, it depends on the city. For example, Chennai, different cost of living, and Bangalore is a different cost of living. And conditions of product market, comparative wages, ability to pay, and productivity of labor. How much they are producing? Because some laborers will be very skillful from the particular field. For example, like I can say in Madurai area, there are a lot of marble masons are available. In particularly in Tamil Nadu, the lot of Middle East companies, they are coming for the recruitment of marble laborers, helpers, all those from the Madurai Melur city. So their productivity will be more compared to other districts. Of course, government policy depends on the policy. They have to pay the good salary. So these are the things in this movie. What they will do, they know the people want a job, so there is no supply of jobs. So they use this point and they will give the very less salary, and over time, of course, they will not give. These are the things they highlighted in this movies actually. And the contingency also there in the payment schemes like performance related pay, competency related pay, contribution related pay, skill based pay. For example, marketing, they will give the incentives, they will give the fixed salary, and they will give the incentive additionally. It depends on their targets. Like back office work, like called marketing, accounts or IT in the back office work, and it will be the fixed salary. Of course, maybe they can give the overtime. The reward is the main thing to improve or boost the employees to work more. Without reward, the people, we cannot motivate the people. Reward is the best motivator. All the monetary and non-monetary benefits the employees get from their employee is return of their services are generally called their reward for the employment. Reward is a dynamic instrument. It not only creates opportunity for fulfillment of motivational needs, but also increases the intensity of motivation. There are a lot of objectives are there. Let us see one by one. Reward actually, one of the main objective of reward is to improve organizational effectiveness without any doubt, of course, and support and change culture and achieve integration, supportive managers and motivate employees. There is no doubt we all are know, and compete in the labor market. If you are giving the reward, you can retain the people, and fairness and equity, improve skills, improve quality. The people's quality will be improved, and value for money. Lot of things, particularly for the improve how it will improve the organizational effectiveness. It will support the attainment of the organization mission strategies to help the sustainable advantage. This is organizational side. How it will motivate to motivate the high level of quality performance. They can give the more quality jobs actually. It will enhance the commitment of employee to the organization, want to remain members of it, developing a strong belief in acceptance of the value, all those things. Definitely, it will improve skills, upgrade competence, and encourage personal development. And the main role of the organizational psychologist, HR manager, is we can divide into the four, like personal role, welfare council role, administrative role. Sometimes it's a firefighting league role. Probably this fourth one is carried out by the HR manager, and first one personal role also, and of course welfare and council role carried by the organizational psychologist. Just I want to give the KPI for the organizational psychology. In organizational psychology, how to measure his jobs. how to evaluate, how to do the performance appraisal for organizational psychology. It's called KPI. Like KPI is nothing but a key performance indicator. For example, a psychologist, organizational psychologist working, and he has 4 activity like recruitment and training and development and performance and career management, of course, employee retention productivity. These are the main 4 activity carried by the organizational psychology. Okay, these are the key result area. KRI. KRI is nothing but a task, we can say. Okay, coming to the KPI, key performance indicator. So, for example, training development, training hours per employee per year. For example, every organization, they want to give the one soft skill training and one technical skill training once in a 6 months. That means twice a year, 2 soft skill training or 2 technical, whatever the technical skills. So 2 plus 4. So these are these 4 training calendar day. These are the 4 calendar days, 4 training calendars to be given to the employees. This is the key performance indicator for the organizational psychologist. So let us see how it will be calculated. For example, for the rating of 100, we can give the for the recruitment 15% and training development 15. Sorry, recruitment 30 and training development 20. Like retention of the candidate 15 plus 10 25. So 100% of activity we will divide into the like 30, 25, 20, something like that. And for understanding purpose, we can see recruitment activity. And 2 months is the calendar days. He has to do the recruitment process for the organization. For example, he is doing for the 70 days. So 70 days is the 10 days is extra he is doing. It means his performance is little low. So if we perform the 60 calendar days, we can use the 100 out of 100. So he is doing 70 calendar days. What we can give? He can give the score of 86%. For dividing 60 divided by 70, it will give 86%. So this 86%, you have to convert into the like 15 weightage of KPI. For converting in the 86% of 15, it will come 13. Same thing, you have to calculate and weightage for the all the activities. For example, here I put 95. So this organizational psychology, he scored 95 out of 100. The same way, each role in the each job families, like the manager, executive, in the all the departments, they will be evaluated during the performance appraisal. Once this appraisal done and KRI KPI depends on the KRI KPI, the appraisal is done. The evaluations or rewards or more whatever the benefits or the promotions to be given from the organization side. So for that, organizational psychologists, they record KPI and KRI. Generally, we can divide the employees into 3 parts. One employee engaged, another is not engaged, and actively disengaged. Some people always highly engaged, like enthusiastic people. Some people, they will give if you are giving the work, they will do, or they will not do. And of course, they don't have the career planning, they don't have the succession planning, just they will perform their task. And another kind of people, employees, they will do actively disengaged. Even though you are giving the task, KRI, KPI, they will not perform. So basically, in the performance appraisal, we can divide into three categories, and we have to motivate the people. How to motivate? According to the Robinson, motivation is the willingness to exert high level of effort towards organizational goals, conditioned by the effort and ability to satisfy some individual needs. Motivation, the term motivation derives from the word motive. Motive refers to the needs, wants, derives, impulse within individuals. Motivation may also be defined as the process of stimulating people to action to accomplish desired goal. Actually, it involves arousing needs and desires in people to initiate and direct their behavior in a purposive manner. There are a lot of theories are available for the motivation. Maslow's need theory, Hertzberg's motivation theory, and process motivation theory. Of course, motivation theory we can divide it into like a content theory, reinforcement theory and process motivation theory. Under process motivation theory, we can say the famous one is equity theory, goal setting theory. Content theory, Maslow's, we know very well Maslow's need theory and Hertzberg's motivation theory. Actually, Maslow's need theory, what it says, basic and secondary basic needs are important for survival, whereas acute needs are not so important. This is the main thing. Maslow's need priority model and as under like a man is wanting animal, a satisfied need is no longer a motivator, and needs have hierarchy of importance. The application of motivation theory, what it gives, we'll see. Like motivation theory's applications, we can see from the motivation theory, we can do the job design, and we can do the management by objectives, and the employee involvement programs, and employee recognition, and performance appraisal. These are the applications of the motivation theory. How actually it's doing, we can understand one by one. Individual personality, characters, need patterns, values, and abilities. All those things to be considered to individual react to his work, which in functions of it. And the job designs, we know very well, besides rewards, organizational behavior specialists or organizational psychologists emphasize job itself as a resource of motivation. The process of assigning tasks to a job, including interdependency of those tasks with other jobs, it's called the job design. Already I explained. Basically, job design option is like enrichment, job rotations, and job enlargement, we can say. So motivation theory, it's helpful, very, very helpful. And of course, for the management by objectives and the employee recognition programs, as I said, performance appraisal. So all those areas are very, very important. Motivation theories are deriving the performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is a very big concept. We can do the 360-degree appraisal, and we can do the flat appraisal system, rating scaling system. So for these ratings and motivation theory is very, very important. According to the performance, according to Dempsey, the performance appraisal is a system whereby an organization assigns some score to indicate the level of performance of a target person for the group. Basically, performance appraisal we can measure by objective measure and subjective measure. Like objective measurements, production measure, and personal data, performance test, and all those things. Like subjective measure means graphic rating. We will see one by one in the next slide. Like graphic rating, a straight ranking method, paired comparison method, critical incident, as I mentioned, 360-degree appraisal system, and a flat appraisal system. A lot of things. We can measure the performance of the employees. Here in this movie, what they will do, they will not do any performance appraisal. They will not do any increment in every year. Instead of what they will do in the movie, they will keep all the money. They will sell once in the vacation, give all the money to you. Up to that, we will give some money for the cooking, for the food and accommodations, for the medical. And end of the day, what they will do, they will not give the salary. Whatever in the month they used to get for the cooking, for the medical expenses, only the amount they got it actually in this movie. So literally, they will not give any money at all. Basically, performance appraisal system, it's generally companies used to do the once in a year, before like the month of financial year, calendar year, like March and April, and next, financial year, before March. They start with January and end February, and March there will be new skills will be increased. And basically, they will be divided into 3 categories, A, B, C. And of course, A, the people, the high quality of people, and they'll be retained. And if they are in the following the C category, probably any downsizing, they will only terminate the C category of people. So there are a lot of appraisal system for the betterment for the organization. So in company, the people, they attach into the four categories. They all the employees. One is recruitment process and induction and ongoing management. De-attachment. De-attachment is nothing but either the persons resigned or the company terminated. This is called de-attachment. Ongoing management is nothing but like for the training and development and the performance appraisal. All those things under will come under ongoing management. Once recruitment is done and the induction will come, they will use to give the orientation for the companies. These are the roles played by the organizational psychologists because they are new to the job. For example, take in the kind of Middle East, they are well performed job in the India. They are going for the Middle East. They don't have the rules and regulations of the Middle East and the weather conditions of the Middle East, what to be done, not to be done, all those things, and the municipalities rules and regulations. So these are the things to be given in the induction process. Appraiser. In this movie, you can see the Kangani, what they will do. He will do the appraiser. He is the appraiser. He will do the appraiser with the wrong method, and he will not give the increment or bonus. Appraiser actually should be the immediate supervisor, number one, or sometimes peers, and sometimes subordinate, and sometimes self-appraisal. Self-appraisal, it will be actually very, very helpful because each employee, they will evaluate themselves. And of course, parallelly, we can do the appraisal with the immediate supervisor and we can compare. So there is a gap, huge gap means there is something wrong. Probably by the employee, they can highly evaluate themselves. And of course, during the performance appraisal, we can explain about if any gap in the performance appraisal time. Performance appraisal usage is, it will improve the performance. It will give the placement and career and training needs. During the performance appraisal, depends on the KRI KPI, we can find the training needs. For example, if you're taking the recruit the civil engineer for the company, he used to do a drawing AutoCAD, but depends on the job situation, he has to learn the AutoCAD and he has to draw as-built drawing. Here, he don't know the AutoCAD means the need to be identified in the performance appraisal. During the next calendar, training calendar, this AutoCAD training to be given. So these are the training needs. And of course, career planning and succession planning. For example, somebody is going to retire, and before retirement, we have to recruit internally or externally for the level of the positions. So that is can be done during the performance appraisal. Performance appraisal, we can identify the internal, we can do the internal recruitment for the next job. And the problem is the judgment error and appraiser the bias, poor appraisal forms, and lack of rater awareness, ineffective organization policy. These are the things is the main problem for the performance appraisal. And role is in the career. There are 4 roles you can say: employee role, manager's role, of course, HR manager, psychology role, and company's role. These 4 roles actually affecting the company's performance, productivity, or like company's growth, betterment, company's stock, whatever. So these 4 roles is very, very important. For those, we have to find the right people for the right time with the right job description with specifications. Nowadays, we know all the people are saying the job stress, of course, due to some lot of depends on the supervisor, boss, depends on the environment, depends on the health condition, depends on the our less skills, whatever we have the stress. Stress on adaptive response to an external situation that result in a physical, physiological, and behavioral deviations for organizational participant. Of course, we cannot avoid it, but we have to manage it. That's what job stress talked about. Actually, it is an individual, we can say individual stressors and group stressors and organizational stressors. Of course, extra organizational stressors. These are the 4 things that give the stress to the employees, which has to be eliminated or managed. And the prevention, how to prevent the stress in the job. We can say 2 kind of things we can do, either individual level or organizational level. Individual level, we can do the relaxation, role management, meditation. These are the things carried by the individual. Organization, what they can do the job redesign and stress management program for the employees and the counseling and organization level role clarity. What are the jobs to be performed, all those things. I can say 50-50. 50% by the individuals can we do the manage the stress, and 50% organization can help the prevent the stress. And finally, detachment. Detachment is the term either the company terminating the employee or the person is resigning from his job for the betterment for this thing. And during the detachment, we can do the exit interview. During the exit interview, we can find the why reason for why he is exiting the company or exiting the jobs with notice period or without notice period, whatever it may be. Sometimes there is a organizations any by mistakes or whatever things. In the exit interview, we can find the reasons for the problems or whatever. They will use to sell in the exit interview. Sir, I'm not happy with my job because I'm highly qualified. My roles are not suitable for my qualifications or whatever. I am highly skilled. I couldn't able to. My skill levels are depreciated. So what we can do, we can relocate and we can give the different job specification for the employees for the retaining the people. And of course, I think I covered in all the aspect. Thank you. So participant, you can ask the questions, anything.
Thank you so much, Salim sir, for that wonderful session. Taking a movie, Paradesi movie, you have explained the total concept of organizational psychology. That was so nice, and it was an elaborative session. Participants, whoever have questions can type in the chat box, or you could unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Hello, sir.
Let me ask a question. Tamim here, Tamim Ansari.
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
How do we do grievances redressal if the immediate boss is not supportive?
Okay. Very good, Tamim. Sir, it's a right question. And immediate boss is not addressing our grievances. What we can do? What we can do, the best practices, we can take the benchmark best practices in adapting. For example, in some organization, what they will do, cross-functional team to handle the grievances. For example, there will be the committee, there will be the team, cross-functional team. In the committee, there will be the HR manager and operation manager, there will be the marketing manager, and of course, the back office manager, whatever. This is a mix of the cross-functional team. So this team will be working without any bias. So the addressal, whatever the grievances addressed by the employee, it will be in the auditing, during the auditing or weekly meeting. This cross-functional team will be monitoring these grievances. For example, this week they have the 100 grievances addressed. They can know the grievances addressed or it is rectified or not. So cross-functional team. For example, one labor welfare officer is there, and we can do the internal auditing by the cross-functional team. So if there is a cross-functional team is there, of course, the labor welfare officer, they will handle the grievances without any bias. Always check and balance method is required. The very good practice is check and balance. They are giving the responsibility of one person, and we have the same and balancing the another committee, cross-functional team to check that activity. I can say in each company they have the like internal auditing department parallel with accounts. So internal auditing department, they will not do the day-to-day accounts activity. They will do the auditing only the internally the accounts department. Isn't it? The same way cross-functional team can address the grievances and they can monitor and they can ask the question grievance officers. Thank you, Tamim.
One more to add to that, because normally what happens is if the subordinate raises unhappiness or any issues with the superior or the supervisor, after the grievances has been redressed, I mean, this person, the subordinate who actually raised the issue, he's been penalized by his superior. How do we address this? Or sometimes, I mean, even the grievances is not made to expose also. How do we address this situation?
Okay. See, there is, for example, in the employees, we can do the companies, what they will do every 3 months or 6 months, they will do the employee opinion survey. In that employee opinion survey, all the employees, they can give the points or they can give their observations without any fail to the organizations. This opinion survey will be collected by the particular person, not with the direct boss, but I can say cross-concerned team, and it will give the reporting to the management and highlight these points to the management. This management will take the action for the as per the employee opinion surveys. So, like 6 months once in a year, this employee opinion survey can be done either in their workplaces or in their accommodations. So it's parallel activity, not by the HR department. It is separate team. This team will take the opinion survey. Maybe we can engage external people for this opinion survey. They will give the analysis survey and they will report to the management. Management will take the action for this.
Thank you so much, Dr. Salim. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tamil.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing that query. Any other questions from the participants?
Hello, sir. Manusha here. Sir, it was a very wonderful session, sir. Thank you so much for putting clarity into a lot of things. And sir, I have a question on what would be the role of organizational psychologists in companies? Because I haven't seen much of organizational psychologists in a company where mostly like HR people take this role. The ones who complete like MBA HR, they are the ones who complete this role instead of a psychologist. So, is there a actual work for a psychologist inside the organization?
That's the right question actually. See, basically in the companies to handle the people started with the personal management in olden days. After that, it is evolved into the human resource management. Then it is evolved human capital management. Because what the thing they thought in once IT companies booms, they for example, every company they will do the like a balance sheet. They will prepare the balance sheet and then they put the value for the company. Take an example for the construction company. They will evaluate their labor, they will evaluate their machinery, manpower. All those things will come. Okay. So these are the assets for the company. Suppose some company is going to do the acquisition and merger, they will do the balance sheet. As per the balance sheet, they will do the acquisition. Okay. Take as a company called like a knowledge industry, like IT industry. They don't have anything. They have only people. That's called human capital. So they will give the value for the asset value for the each employees. These are the each employee. This value to be carried out into the balance sheet. Okay. So these are the concepts and recently evaluated. Okay. So earlier days, what personal managers, they will do the address the grievances and they will do the recruitment, all those things. And later on, HR managers come into the picture. They will do the human capital, human auditing, all those things. Okay. Now, practically, industrial psychologists or organizational, what it is doing, all those activities, like example, administrative activities and like statutory things, and of course, like HR activities, all those things carried out by the HR department in the HR manager. Recently, this is divided into the two parts. One is HR, one is industrial psychologist. HR manager is handling administrative issues and is handling the statutory audit issues, all those things. And industrial psychologist is handling the like job description, how to do the job analysis and deriving the job specifications and performance appraisal system. What are the best appraisal system to be evaluated? And during the recruitment, what are the tests to be carried out? And after the test, how the induction process. And once induction done, the people to be put in the places and they need the job rotation. for the career planning and of course for the betterment. So then they recruit the training. They used to give the training, like as I said, the soft skill training and one technical training for the each employees to retain the people. So these are the like training activity and performance management. All those things will be done by industrial psychologists. Of course, payment, salary, wages, these are the things will come under the HR manager, and both they will reporting to the like director of the HR or whatever. So basically, organizational psychologist or industrial psychologist is coming under the HR department. You have to understand one thing, and they are doing 50% is HR role, of course. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. And one more, sir. Actually, as you said, the HR and the industrial psychologist together, like 50% roles they are taking, right, sir? So if that is the case, but most of the organizations, like they have only HRs, they don't take industrial psychologists as such. If in case they take, they want them to do the whole HR role as such. So is there, as you said, like, is there exactly two people working on this, or mostly I was doing an internship in this Larsen and Toubro, where I got to see everyone who worked in the HR department were into like MBA and all that. I didn't see any industrial psychologist as such in there. So is that so, sir?
Ma'am, I can see as per my experiences in the HR department, for example, even recruiting, we are recruiting MSW HR people also for the HR department. So they are performing only the doing the like performance appraisal system, rating, ranking system, and all those things, training development. They are carrying out MSW candidates. Okay, as you said, MBA HR, they are taking care of statutory audit and administrative activities and reporting, management information system to the management. All the things will be carried by HR managers. Again, I want to say one thing: it depends on the industry and the number of the employees. For example, we can see organized and unorganized sector. Take as an example of construction industry. It is the unorganized sector. Unorganized sector, construction industry, probably they will, with the HR manager, they will literally they will handle everything. But whereas coming to the picture of like IT company, it's a consultancy company, auditing company, they recruit industrial psychologists. For example, healthcare industry, airlines industry, definitely they recruit industrial psychologists to analyze the job, because they want to grow. For example, they are doing the 1 billion for this turnover over this year, and the next year they want to do the 2 billion turnover. So they do. They have to do the manpower planning, manpower research, and they have to identify the right candidate. And they have to, as I said, they have to select the job, different positions, and they have to do the job description. These are things one candidate like HR manager cannot handle. So depends on, I can say, depends on the volume. Industrial psychology role is play in the organization, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful and elaborated explanation for all the queries. And I take this opportunity to place the vote of thanks for accepting our request, and on behalf of the American College Madurai Department of Psychology and all the core team members, MSSW Chennai, MS Chalamuthu Trust and Rehabilitation Center, Schizophrenia Research Foundation, SCARF Chennai, Psycho-Oncological Association Turkey, and other associates. I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude for you for accepting our request and taking the session, and also for all the participants for giving their support and making us to have travel all these days and doing 300 plus sessions. Thank you, one and all present here, and our sincere gratitude for you, Dr. Salim sir, for this wonderful session.
Thank you, Dr. Meena, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
excuse me, sir, can you please share your phone number too?
Yes, ma'am. I can put in the chat box, or I can put in the chat box.
Yes. Participants, can Yes. Participants, kindly send your queries and feedback to mywebinarfeedback@gmail.com. We will meet tomorrow with yet another wonderful session. Okay. So the contact number of Dr. Salim is being put in the chat.
Thank you, Veena ma'am. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.